Suki and Scott Show. The 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 Suki and Scott Show. It's the Suki and Scott Show. 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 The Suki and Scott Show.
Oh, pretty baby.
The Suki and Scott Show.
I mean, the name Suki and Scott, if it was Suki and Ed, it would suck.
Honey buns?
Honey buns is the number one answer, Suki. 32 people.
I'm not scared of you at all. I'm supposed to be scared of you.
Dementia runs in my family, so I don't know how much time I got left. But
I said, I've got my mind made up.
You guys are always wonderful. You have great energy.
Producer.
Things in the morning.
Nice!
Just like a prayer, I want to take you there.
Upset Spike.
Oh,
there you go.
We all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen. Your intro is fantastic.
And cut. and scene. And scene.
oh, pretty baby, and if it's quite
Are you singing? Are you
alright,
just gonna sing?
pretty baby.
Because Michael's here? Is that
No,
why you're gonna
Michael's
do it?
here. I'm singing the whole time.
Oh, God.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard here on another edition of the Suki and Scott Show. We roll along. Normally we don't start out with our guest
With our guest
on
right
the
here.
set. It's usually
But
Suki and I.
he's so big.
He's very big.
So
Michael
important.
Orland,
Physically.
the premier pianist in the world, I say.
Yes.
He for 16 seasons.
Yeah. 16 seasons.
16 seasons, the musical director at American Idol.
Remember when people
in the
watched
prime,
that show?
right? When 80 million people a week were watching American Idol, 30 million people
30
a week.
million.
I like
That's
when
what I
you
meant.
exaggerate.
80 is good, right?
Michael was there at the beginning, 16 seasons, heyday American Idol. We're going to get into it. He's got a new album out coming this year, and it's a pleasure to have you, my friend.
I'm so happy to see you in person.
I know. Michael, we've had you on the show so many times, but it's something about meeting somebody in person that feels like, oh, it's a good connection.
Exactly.
Yeah. And by the way, I thought you traveled with the piano.
I should have, but I didn't put it in my rider this time.
This is unbelievable. We gave you the M&Ms in the green room, and you didn't bring the piano. Listen, it's a pleasure to have you here. When I say the premier pianist, this guy is living the life. Because when you're as talented as a fellow like this, you get to play piano for some of the biggest singers, the biggest names in the entire world.
In the industry.
And I'm not kidding. So let's do it official. Because normally I'll say Michael Orland's coming up on the other side. Let's take a look, and we bring him in afterward.
Yes,
so here he is, Michael Orland officially coming up next. Why?
Michael, this is your life.
Oh, jeez.
When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there's no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. I go hungry, I go black and blue, I go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love.
Oh,
Wow,
I was
that's
just
my
telling
girl.
and asking Michael, do you when you hear it, do you just know?
I'll tell you that girl, Pia Toscano, that beautiful woman. She auditioned for me on season. I think she was on. I forgot what season she was on.
I don't know.
She came to, I think 10.
Okay.
She came to my line because I was on the road doing all the auditions.
Yeah.
She came to my line, and I like, you know, you want to find somebody that makes you like look up from your cell phone and
Yeah.
from your
Right.
speaking your text
What? Who is this?
under the desk. And this girl opened her mouth. I was like, "What? Who is this?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
I have goosebumps right now remembering like how she sang. She was amazing from the get go.
Did she? How far did she get? I don't remember.
She was. I think she was voted up like. I think she was like number 10 out of that season.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Look at all these
That
people that
season
are with you.
15.
Just to show you how crazy the competition is, a girl like her with this amazing voice,
Got voted
and
up.
she's now out there doing shows in Vegas and
Yes.
arenas and whatnot. The competition and the talent out there is just insane.
Well, talk about the best new Grammy when with the artists that were there. That was like the guy that did the flip over Boone.
Yeah, he was. I mean,
He was on American
He
Idol
was a
too.
contestant. That was after me, but I know
Yeah.
who he is. But I'm a huge fan. But you know what? I think he like dropped out of Idol because he did not want to deal
Yeah.
with all the
Yeah.
paperwork there. And like, that's somebody who knew who they were, and they were like, "I'm going to do this no matter what." Listen, kids still come to me and say, "Should I audition for American Idol?" And I'm not even on the show anymore. And I say, "You should go for it." It's a way if they show you, it's a way of getting seen by so many people that
Sure.
still would not see you. You just have to sing in a karaoke bar for 6 months every night to get seen by that many people. It's worth it. It's worth the exposure, even though the shows are more. It's not as natural as it used to be, and it's more they kind of know the outcome, what they want before they go in, and they're looking for stories. They're looking for anything to go viral. And so now it doesn't. Now you have to have more than just a great voice. You have to have a story. And, you know what I mean?
And to me, when I watch it now, if I dip in and out, I don't want to see the stories. I just want to see the singers.
Right,
I want to
that's
see
the
more
thing.
singers.
You just want to see the
I
talent.
I don't want to see the 4-minute vignettes on the people. I just want to see
No,
the
I
singers.
get it.
And when you were, Michael, when you were in the middle of it, I know first season
The
you guys
peak.
are right. When you were in the peak of that show,
Look at you. Look at how young you
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
Come on.
It
No
was before my hair went gray.
Yeah, no goatee. When you were in the peak of that show, and that picture there isn't even from the peak of that show, when you're seeing people like Carrie Underwood come through and the Kelly Clarksons
Yes.
and the Reuben Studdards, are you sitting there going, I can't even believe I'm involved with this show that's getting 30 million viewers a week.
I was like that every single night, and we were there night and day. We would stay for the live shows on Tuesday and Wednesday, and I would go home and watch them again,
Wow.
to see what the people were seeing on at home, because it was a different show.
Right.
Because it was real excitement and amazing sound in the live show, and then you go home and you watch it, and it got like a little different sound on TV, but it was still amazing, and it was amazing to be part of it. The funny thing is, I left one night early. And it was during season 8 when Adam Lambert was on.
Wow,
Oh,
he's such a star.
He's
And he was the runner-up. And I don't know if you've seen him. He's starring on Broadway in Cabaret, the Kit Kat Club, and he's remarkable in it. I went to see it just because of him. Anyway, I remember one night I left early, and it was one of the nights he was on, and I went home early, and my mother calls me in the car on the way home. I left during the live show, and she goes, "Why did you stay? Adam Lambert just thanked you on national television." I had already left. I literally, I think I said I had a dental appointment. I just want to pick up my dog.
It's like, and I saw him with Queen at the Garden.
And
I'll tell you, listen,
Unbelievable.
Nobody's Freddie Mercury, but boy, he was fantastic.
He is unreal. And like, that was a boy who came to American Idol and he had something special, even though Simon and Randy Jackson tried to go, "Oh, you're a little too theatrical for this show. You should go to Broadway."
Oh, no.
Paula Abdul was his biggest champion. She was the best thing on that show, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because she had been there she had done what those kids had done, and she knew what it was like. And she spotted those people. She knew Adam was a huge star, even though he wasn't there yet. But he was so theatrical, and his sense of theater is what brought him an amazing performance every week. You know, it was unreal.
100%.
Nobody did anything like that.
Well, Adam Lambert.
I remember. I always loved his version when he would sing "All Around Me a Familiar Face." Right?
Yeah.
That's stuck in my mind for such a long time ago. Right?
It's like when when Fantasia sang "Summertime," and it's like when Catherine McPhee did "Over the Rainbow."
Oh,
and
yeah, that made.
I mean, no, it was unbelievable. And then let's talk about Jennifer Hudson, who
Oh,
was voted off
Sixth
from the end, season 3, and
to this day, you're like,
I think she's doing okay.
I literally cried my eyes out when she was voted off. I just thought, how stupid can America be? And now we know. But, anyway.
Oh, we know.
Oh, we know. We know.
And so in the meantime, like, but that's why I say it takes such a great work ethic in this business, because you can be talented, but if you don't want to do the work, you don't last. There are people from American Idol that didn't win, that have huge careers today.
Yeah.
Lauren Elena is a big country star in Nashville, and she was a runner-up. But that girl used to see her in the hallway, even though she had to go to school 3 hours a day because she was only 17. Mm-hmm. You saw her listening to her music every minute she could. Everyone else is on the phone with their boyfriend, girlfriend, aunt, uncle, hearing what they thought. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do the work. And those are the people we still see today working.
Well, look at you. You've been doing the work consistently.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
like in all levels. I mean, when you started out, did you even know that there would be this space that you inhabit now?
It's so funny. I mean, I love playing the piano, but when I went to go to school, I went to go to college. My parents made me go to school to be an accountant.
Oh my God!
No, but I loved music. I mean, I love music, but
you love numbers.
And
money.
You love math,
and I love money. And I just I did it. I didn't say no. I did it. I listened to my family, and
now you count your millions.
No, but what's so funny is that I dropped out after 2 years. It just wasn't. It wasn't. And I was not passionate about it. That's what I tell kids. You got to be passionate about it, and I was willing to starve and leave accounting and move to New York City, which obviously you can see I didn't starve. And I literally dropped out of college and moved to New York in October of '81. I was 20 years old.
81.
Yeah, it was the week before
I turned somewhere 20. In the city, back of my neck, feeling dirty and gritty. That was so New York,
Suki.
Right?
If Suki starts singing, it's a good day.
I know, but he set the scene. Summer '81.
Yes.
I mean, New York City at that time
it was the best. It was
just
the best.
Wow.
And I realized after living here for like 6 years that lyric in New York, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. It's the truth.
And when did you start playing? Did you start at a real young age?
I started when I was 4 years old. I started taking lessons. I went to go see the movie Mary Poppins.
All right.
And I came home. So my mom tells me that I came home and started just playing by ear at the piano. She took me to a piano teacher in Worcester, Massachusetts, where I'm from. And Mrs. Shirley Siegel, I'll never forget.
Shirley.
No, God
Sorry,
bless her.
Shirley.
Yeah, but
I
think her family still. I mean, she was such a mentor to me. But I went, she said to my mom, "No, I'm sorry, he's too young to start lessons at 4." And my mother's like, "Sit down." And I played, and she goes, "Okay, we'll start today." And I took lessons. But the thing I love now about her is that I used to say, "Can we do, I brought my Barry Manilow songbook. I brought my Carpenter songbook. Can we do some of that?" Nope, classical only.
Wow.
She didn't want to do any of it. I was like, "I brought my score to Guys and Dolls and Fiddler on the Roof. Can we play it?" Nope.
Sit down. You're rocking the boat.
Yeah, but I'm so happy that
Did you get the classical background?
Yes, because it definitely was, the basis for everything. Now I have to play a classical song, and I just want to drop out of the business, but that's all right.
I love it. And I see you
from Worcester, Mass.
Yeah,
Worcester, Mass.
Yeah.
Come on. I found out where I was from, and then I moved. I'm kidding. I love Worcester.
And you don't really have that Boston-ish.
I think people think I'm like.
You're an LA guy now, right?
I'm
but
an
I feel
LA
like
guy,
you're such a New York guy.
That's what everyone goes. Are you from New York?
Yeah, you got a New York.
I must talk to my mother way too often.
I see you on social media, hanging out, of course, with our girl Mary Lou Henner.
Oh, my girl,
Kristen Chenoweth.
Love her.
And you're playing. you're sitting there and you're playing for all these amazing singers: Linda Carter, Kristen Bell, Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Pia Toscano, Ariana Grande. That's
Clint Holmes.
Clint Holmes.
The amazing Clint Holmes.
There's Clint Holmes. Great. Is that it?
That was at 54 Below. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
I'm there with this amazing singer. She won a Tony Award for a show called Paradise Square a couple years ago. Called her Her name is Joaquina Calacango.
Okay.
Joaquina Calacango.
That was excellent for the first
Joaquina
time.
Calacango. Well, I'm going to promote that tomorrow.
Okay, good.
I'm going to promote that.
So yeah, and Saturday, the 15th of February is her birthday, and we're live streaming, and it's going to be such a fun show. So I'm really excited. And then and then we're 4 nights in Palm Springs in March, and then in April we're in Indianapolis. So she's
doing the
working
whole
a
traveling
lot.
show.
Yeah, and she just starred in that Lifetime movie that was on. She played Gloria Gaynor in the Gloria Gaynor Lifetime story.
Wow.
So, and she portrayed her and was an executive producer on the show. She's such a magical woman.
So I got a funny story to tell you.
Tell me.
Quick story. My mom, I'm watching the Super Bowl.
You mean with Arlene?
Eagles, Kansas City. I'm not watching with Arlene. She's in her assisted living. So I texted her.
We love the Arlene.
Yes. I said, are you watching the Super Bowl? She writes me back, are you crazy watching the life story of Janet Gaynor? I Will Survive. So I wrote her back. I said, I know Janet's sister, Gloria Gaynor. Is that who you're right? And she was so confident that the name was Janet.
Janet.
I was cracking up. I'm like, I know a Gloria Gaynor, but I don't know Janet.
At least she didn't say Mitzi Gaynor.
Yeah.
She could have
She
said
could have said
Mitzi.
Mitzi Gaynor, but it was very funny. It was like
That's
that
so
typical Ray Romano,
just a
mother
little
type
off by
thing.
one name.
So much fun. But I see you do a lot of coaching still.
I do a lot
These
of
open
coaching.
mic nights.
So here's the thing. About 3 years ago, I got a phone call to come do my show in Palm Springs.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't have a show. I don't do anything. Like I do a little stand-up comedy from a sitting position. But I'm kidding. And he said, look, come do your show. And I was like, I don't have a show. I said, I would come do like an open mic thing where like anybody can get up and sing. Yeah. And it literally caught on fire. And it became like the biggest selling thing in Palm Springs. Then I started doing it in LA, and I do it every few months in Las Vegas.
Oh, the
and
kids
now
are coming.
It's amazing. It's so fun. And I'm doing it in St. Louis.
Have you found anybody in the crowd where you're like, oh, okay, let's exchange numbers?
I've definitely
Let's
found some
exchange
people.
numbers.
I have found some people, and I've set a couple of them up like for auditions for like American Idol or
Amazing.
The Voice or whatever. But it's it's a lot of people that like, especially in Palm Springs, it's a lot of retired Broadway and TV people that come in and just love singing again, and it's so great. And I've had I hate dropping names because if you don't mind picking these,
drop a name if you can.
I've had like Catherine McPhee has come in and getting up and sing. She and David Foster came in. Kristen Chenoweth came in one night and shocked everybody and got up and sang a song. It's just so fun. And Mary Lou Henner's come by in LA. I've let all my LA friends.
These people are your family.
They
at
really
this point.
are. They really are.
Yeah, they're your tribe.
Catherine and I are really family. We are godparents to her sister's son.
Oh wow.
So I mean, we're as close as you can be.
Okay,
that's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? When you left New York, right, and you're going out to LA, what was your big break? What was your moment that kind of isolated or created that moment for you?
So that's such a good question. I'm going to tell you. I hope I can make it short.
Okay.
So I was working on a cruise ship. I was really burned out from being in New York. I was working at piano bars, Don't Tell Mamas, the Duplex,
the Duplex,
Brandy's on the Upper East Side.
Oh, yeah.
I was playing 6 nights a week, and I learned every freaking song ever written. And I met every amazing Broadway singer. I played for their nightclub acts, and I was really burned out. And I was with my best friend, who's still my best friend now.
Aww.
Her name is Celeste. She was a performer, and now she's one of the greatest voice teachers ever. She lives in Nyack, New York.
I love it.
And
it.
and so we were on a cruise ship where she got hired to be an opening act for all the headliners on this cruise for 1 week. It was Waylon Flowers, who was an old puppeteer. Waylon and Madam, and Rita Moreno. So we were opening for Waylon.
West Side Story?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Ding, ding, ding. I wish I had a prize. I wish I had a piano.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
And so Waylon Flowers came up to me afterwards, and he said, listen, I'm looking for a new music director. If you ever want to locate to Los Angeles, I would hire you to be my conductor.
Wow.
And I was like, is this like, what is this? And it was such a great opportunity. He paid for me to move from New York to LA.
Wow.
I became his conductor. I moved there, and sadly, he passed away about 1.5 years later.
Oh.
But I loved it there so much, and I got hooked up with just literally by accident. I tell everybody in this business, it's all about who you know, being at the right place at the right time, and having the talent, because we have all talented friends that can't get a break. It's just because I was in the right place at the right time. And I met Barry Manilow, and I started working with him, and and then because of working with Barry Manilow, I met these people who worked on American Idol, who I got called into work for one day, and I stayed for 16 years.
It's incredible.
It's like it all happened like that. Every single thing in my life, and it's just like again, like even me doing the show at 54 Below with Joaquina, her agent Steve Levine at CAA is a dear friend of mine. He's called me and said, "Hey, this girl Joaquina just was on the Tony. She just won a Tony. She wants to put together a nightclub act. Can you help her?" And like that's how that even started 2 years ago.
Isn't that incredible?
Does Steve Levine maybe need a good
an
entertainment
actor,
talk show? Maybe he wants to represent.
He's going to need the Suki and Scott show.
Can you imagine? Just imagine this: the Suki and Scott show in front of a live audience. Michael's our musical director.
Oh yeah, we got a band and
that'd be
everything.
amazing.
I mean,
That'd be incredible.
unbelievable.
That would be incredible.
I smell it.
I'm
you know
with
what, you know what's funny, Michael? I do news radio here in New York, and we just gave away a whole week's worth of Barry Manilow's at Radio City in the spring. And my bosses were literally like, "Can you please stop singing on the air?" Because we played it, and I'm like, "Looks like we made it."
He's got a pretty good voice.
Can I tell you something?
Take me with you.
I went to see Barry the last time he was on Broadway, and he did a whole retrospective on his life. I learned so much about him. The jingles,
he's amazing.
His start, his middle, his beginning. It just all sewed into this incredible show.
Yeah. He is still an unbelievable performer. And, when you get to be a certain age, especially more so with women even, your voice drops a little bit. It's just a natural thing. He still sings in his original keys.
That's unbelievable.
It's mind-boggling.
Is it because he just practiced?
I think because he does it a lot. And, people, if you use it, you don't lose it. I mean,
Isn't that what Barbara Streisand said? She'll never get an operation on her nose.
Right.
For the same
I love
reason.
that. I love that. But that's another, work ethic like you can't compare anybody to.
Well,
Barbara
that's true.
Streisand.
That's true.
You were the musical director for Hairspray Live.
I was the associate on that, and
that's live on NBC.
We did a live on NBC and it was the greatest 9 weeks of my life. I was multitasking because I was doing Idol part of that too.
Oh my gosh!
But it was the greatest. It was with Harvey Fierstein and Ariana Grande, and Kristen Chenoweth and Dove Cameron. And
can we talk about that full circle moment between Kristen Chenoweth and Ariana Grande? I mean, it's kind of crazy.
That?
Like the torch has been passed. I mean, wow.
That was
a little wicked action.
That was so, and to honor Kristen and Adina in the movie like they did was everything.
Yeah, they made their cameo appearance.
I think it was amazing because they really did.
They put that on the map.
Yes, and they really did, and it's thrilling.
The Hairspray Live, right? NBC network television. How crazy is the atmosphere during the show, leading up to the hours before the show?
It is definitely hectic, and it's like a bunch of nonstop days. However, the big drag with a live show like that is like, you have a little sound problem. You got to go on. You got to keep going. I remember like the beginning, I think people were watching in the beginning, like there was some sound out. Mm-hmm. But for us, it was the greatest experience ever. Like I would hear from people going, "Oh, that beginning was it was the most joyous time of my life." It was amazing.
And to think so much of it, like television was live TV for so long, and then it just kind of got into recording. But like going backwards into that, especially with musical theater, makes perfect sense.
Totally.
It was a brilliant move on
it.
NBC's
Just made me
part.
think, I'm about to drop another name. Be careful. And I want to
look out.
I want to. She's been on your show, and if not, we have to get her on your show. My friend Leslie Ann Warren.
Oh, we love Leslie. Hasn't been on the show.
Warren.
We got to get her. I'm putting together a new show with her right now. I was just, when you said that, I was thinking about when she was.
What's her big tune from a movie?
Well, she was in Victor Victoria, right? And she was in the movie Clue, and she was Cinderella. She's amazing, and she's gorgeous, and she still moves, she still dances. And I don't even know her age. You could probably Google it. I don't know if she tells people. So I'm not going.
Who we had on a couple of weeks ago was Michael Norrie, who was in.
Of course, Victoria. He was in the Broadway one.
Yeah.
Still
what a he told us stories.
Still had a hair.
Unbelievable.
He's amazing.
What a professional. Scott was like, how beautiful was it? How amazing was it to be with her? Did you understand?
He's doing Victor Victoria with Raquel Welch.
Yeah. I know.
And
I remember that.
And he was like, no.
He wouldn't give me any information.
He was like, we were there to do a job. And I was like, wow.
I'm like, so you went to work every day with Raquel Welch. You didn't fall in love with her.
He's like, no, I didn't.
He wasn't allowed to say.
Too soon. It's too soon.
Because I got to imagine, we were both like, that can't be true.
What a great
Can you
career.
imagine?
He had some great
He's
stories.
so talented. I've seen him in a bunch
And the
of
head of
shows.
hair that he still has.
And he
my
also
God.
let us in on the fact that when he was auditioning for Flashdance, which made him, the big star,
Sure.
he was in the room with Kevin Costner and Mickey Rourke,
Wow.
both all auditioning for that
At the
part.
same time.
He got it over there.
And Mickey
Wow.
Rourke ended up doing 9.5 weeks.
Yeah, right. Mickey Rourke ended up doing
Wow.
Remember that?
weeks for the
Yeah,
same
of
time.
course.
Yeah, the stories are fantastic.
I
Yeah,
love
there's-
that time. I love that time.
It was the best.
You don't bump into people like that anymore.
No,
Like,
it's
you know,
so
like
true.
celebs don't everyone auditions separately. Everyone's got an
On
entourage
Zoom.
now. Like those guys, they all walked into a room, just kind of like
Yes,
sat at a
it was that
restaurant.
that old
Yeah.
school thing, and
Yeah.
it doesn't happen like that anymore.
That's why I love 1981 New York City, hot town, summer in the city, because
Come
you
on,
never
sing it.
knew what velvet rope you would
Absolutely.
and you could be in the same space as somebody magical, like a unicorn,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, oh my God, am I here
Absolutely.
with Mariah Carey? Yes, I am. I'm
Yeah.
25. And
Yeah.
there she is sitting there.
Yeah, and I remember sharing a piano bench with Elton John,
What?
season 3, and I was like, after I changed my underwear, I
Yeah,
was
Like
like,
an out-of-body
What?
experience.
it's unreal. And I remember, like even when Mariah Carey was a mentor on the
Just
show,
coming
not
out.
a judge,
Yeah.
not a judge. She was a mentor.
Oh, wow.
And we had to tell her, my bosses said, tell her what this one, we had to fill them in with what the contestant was singing, what they went through, where they struggled or whatever. So they had something to talk about.
Yeah.
And just sitting there talking to her and
Yeah.
to Alicia Keys and to, Dolly Parton and all these, I met everybody. I worked with everybody. Burt background.
Is there somebody that you wish you would have met, but you just never ran into? Like, is there somebody
I
on
think
your
the only celebrity left that's on my list is maybe Cher.
Cher? Oh my God. Would that
I
be
mean, I got
amazing?
to work with Sabrina Carpenter before she took off huge, and I'm
Yeah.
still friends with her. And Ariana Grande, who couldn't be a bigger star and just the sweetest
I
ever.
love Sabrina Carpenter too. My
I'm
daughter
obsessed.
I'm obsessed with
Yeah,
her.
I'm
Like,
obsessed.
What's her big
Her
tune,
kitchen-
Sabrina Carpenter?
heard you back together, and if
Look
it's
how she doesn't
true,
give
I
him a
love
tease.
just getting her to sing.
taste me when he's kissing you.
That sounds dirty
She's got a
when you
lot of
say
I
it.
something,
know, you do sound
she's
dirty,
got
Sue.
it is.
Very
It's
sexy.
she's
She is a little.
innocent, sexy, little cheeky, with her words.
Yes, totally.
I mean, it's just her words are just very.
Because I'm a singer. I'm up late because I'm a singer.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh God.
You're starting a team.
Okay.
Who was the first singer you draft to
On
start
your
that
team, on your NFL team,
On your team.
Yeah, your
Your
superstar
team of
team.
all-star
Are you
singers.
comparing it to sports? I'm
No,
so good
no,
at
on
sports.
your-
All you
No.
have to do is who would be the first
All-star
singer?
Pantheon. Your Pantheon.
You're starting a basketball team of singers.
Pantheon.
Who would
I
be your
have to
first
tell
draft
you,
pick?
I mean, there's so many that I love, and it's so hard. I'm a Libra. It's hard to pick favorites. I have no favorites. I love all my children from American Idol the
Yeah.
same. I have to say, I just watched a couple weeks ago. I was doing a show with somebody, and in the other theater was Catherine McPhee and David Foster.
Yeah.
They're good.
And
They're good.
just am reminded not only what an amazing singer she is,
Yeah.
but she's an amazing performer, and
She just has it.
she's got it.
Yeah.
She's got it, and she's one of those people that you look at. Like she has to me like whenever I see Jennifer Lopez. Sorry, pick that up.
Yeah.
And she literally, I'm in the middle of saying something to Jennifer Lopez because I played at her Christmas parties
Oh,
many times.
amazing.
And I'm in the middle of talking to her, and I'm literally going, I just lost my train of thought because you
I'm
are
looking
so
at you.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm looking.
By the way,
at
her sister Linda anchors with me right next door.
Yeah.
She's
No
on,
way.
she's on
Yeah.
the air right now.
I
Well, fun
love it.
fact.
I love that. Well, I love her. I don't care what anyone says.
No,
I
I
love
love
her. I
her.
have only amazing
How do you not?
experiences.
How do you
Great
not
performer.
adore a person who works hard for their dreams? Right? Works there. Nobody gave them anything, and was able to receive and achieve that kind of superstardom. Yes, she is at the top. She is in the apex.
And nobody
And has
understands
been.
what they go through either,
Oh, yeah.
what the pressure they're under.
Yeah.
And so and I think we're too quick to judge and cancel and all that stuff.
I'm sorry. This Suki and Scott show, we don't cancel. We love people. We
That's
want, and
it.
we understand how hard it is to work at something you love and do it at a really high level.
Yeah.
And sometimes not get appreciated for it. Sometimes
That's it.
not get your just due. Sometimes get knocked off the mountain and have to climb yourself back. It is a process. So I feel like anybody that does something like the way you do, or all of these young kids who are going after their dreams, that requires a certain kind of chutzpah and courage that not everybody has.
And so, like, I even say, like, I'm not really a voice technician. I have friends that are amazing voice teachers that I send them
like,
to.
Like, me,
right.
Yeah.
No, I can warm somebody up and make sure they're not going to hurt themselves. But I am a coach. So I'm a vocal coach where I help somebody find an arrangement of a song or find a cut of a song or find a song they can use for auditions. Or they come to me, they have to learn a song for an audition. I will help them learn it and make a piano track for them to learn it. But I don't do the technique thing, but I know how to build somebody's confidence. And that's when I watched all those American Idol kids every week. They got more and more confident. And that's what turned them into amazing performances.
Yeah. And if you're talking about tacticians like he is when it comes to music, Cynthia Erivo was talking about it on CBS Sunday Morning, how she took that last song that everybody, Defying Gravity. And something has changed within me. And she's singing again. And she was talking about how she just subtly took her breath and brought it in. And, you're thinking to yourself, wow, because you heard the Broadway soundtrack and then you heard the movie soundtrack and you could see the subtleties of the change.
And
that's what you do.
Yes.
That's what you teach
and
people.
And the thing is that you can sing. We hear on American Idol, how many people can we hear sing, this Adele song that they sing over and over?
Yeah.
It's about when you put yourself into it and change it up and make us look up and see what you're doing. And not just do 70
runs like,
I ate last night at a place I got the runs, but that's another story. Oh, that was bad. I'm such a wannabe comic.
Listen, did you do jingles too?
No, I have done a few jingles, and we're going to work on a Suki.
We got to work on
jingle next.
Suki
That's
Scott.
That's coming up.
Yeah,
Please
do it.
My friend Stacey Gruber, who is an amazing writer and singer, she is actually a neuroscientist by day.
And a jingle writer at night?
Well, we've written
writer?
She's a songwriter and a singer, and she's amazing.
Please, we'll take it.
We are going to write you a theme song.
We have a
Gruber.
Jeff, I want Jeff play the theme song that you had those guys do. We're still working on the video because we're rearranging the video, but I want Jeff to play the theme song that we've been playing around with. We're still working on the video for it. But Jeff, play that.
Jeff,
play that.
Go ahead. Jeff took a union break.
It's the Suki and Scott Show. They're the funnest hosts in town. Now it's time to get rid of that frown. It's the happiest show around. They cheer you up when things get you down. Clips, jokes, lots of folks, and Phil's vocal sounds. It's the funniest show anywhere around. They're bringing laughs to your town. So when you're wearing a frown and wanna turn it upside down, we guarantee you'll have a comedy meltdown, because it's time for the Suki and Scott Show.
And scene. And scene.
I love Norm Lewis so much. I just got to work with him for the first time ever. I met him a few times.
Yeah.
But his director, Richard J. Alexander, who also directs Barbra Streisand, pick that up.
Yeah, right.
And
so many names, ladies and gentlemen.
So many people, but Richard suggested I play for him because he was coming out to Palm Springs, and I got to work with him, and he is such a performer, not only with an unbelievable voice, but just the interpretation.
Yeah, and great.
And he's a showman. It's like Kristen Chenoweth. If someone said to me, "Show us what you do on the piano," I would say, "Come see me play for Kristen Chenoweth." That girl does everything. She does opera, Christian music, gospel, theater, pop,
R&B, like
musicals.
It's like
when Norm was in here, I made him do his Les Mis with me.
Nice.
I was like, Valjean at last, and I made him. We were cracking up. It was so good.
Great.
You did Dreamgirls.
Oh
with
yeah,
him?
because he was in
Such a
Dreamgirls
great
too.
guy.
Who knew all these stuff? But the question that I want to know is, because you're such a musician, what do you listen to at home? Like,
it's so funny. I listen to so much music every day. I mostly listen to talk radio.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's so funny. And I'm also a little obsessed with TikTok. That
True.
almost went away.
True.
But like I watch people's videos on TikTok. I don't listen to a lot of music unless I'm learning. Like I'm always learning songs for a show. Like even my show I'm doing with Joaquina, I had she was a last replacement in the recent revival of Into the Woods by Sondheim.
I saw that.
And she did the last like 3 months of the show, like she closed it out.
I saw the last month. I went to see because I was telling my kids, I was like, you need to see Into the Woods.
Yeah, and it's such a great musical, but please God, don't make me play it. And she's like, don't. When I first met her, she goes, don't worry, we're not going to do anything from Into the Woods. This show, she said to me, don't be mad at me. We're gonna put in Last Midnight from Into the Woods. And I was like, it's literally, I started sweating in places you don't want to know about. Right?
Give me your hand, open your mind. I know you're right here, ready for love. Don't push me away, I'll give you my heart. I want to be there with you right now. I can't live by without you, girl. You're a part of me, sweet love, an angel of life. Gonna be my wife. I'm ready to fight for you all my life. Hoping someday you'll be my bride, 'cause I want it so much. Be with you, girl, be with you, girl, be with you, girl, be with you, girl.
Well, listen, I know you've got rehearsal to get to, so before you go,
we have a little yacht rock
before
radio.
you go, I am going to give Suki an American Idol quiz.
Oh my God, I'm not that good.
If Suki doesn't know the answer,
then I better.
You
He'll
can be her
know.
lifeline. You're going to know all of these. You'll know
I
all
will?
of it. Yes. So, for example,
Oh,
Suki,
God.
don't give her any help.
I'm not gonna.
Well, Suki, who were the two original hosts of American Idol?
Ryan Seacrest and Bumblestock or something like that. Something like I forgot his name. I know he had a
Isn't that the producers?
No, I know he had like a strange Ryan Seacrest.
What if I give you his first name?
Ryan something.
Brian. It's not like the donut
America
place.
runs on Duncan.
Dunkelman. Dunkelman. I knew it. See, Bumblestock. Dunkelman.
There you go.
Where is he now?
He's an Uber driver in Vegas. That's the truth.
I
believe so.
Is that really?
Pretty much. Great decision.
Yeah, but he only does the
Uber XL. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's crazy.
Which talk show host replaced Paula Abdul as a judge in American Idol season 10?
Jennifer Lopez.
No. Try again. Talk show host.
Talk show host.
Yes.
Ooh.
Only one season she lasted.
One season. Yes.
Cara.
I think she now moved out of the country.
No, Cara.
Talk show host.
Talk show host.
Very popular daytime talk
Oprah.
show host.
No.
Very popular daytime.
More popular.
More popular than
No,
Oprah?
well, as popular.
Short blonde hair.
Short blonde hair. Oh, I don't
She's
know.
no longer on. She left the country.
She kind of got replaced by Kelly Clarkson show slot.
Oh.
She's married to Portia de Rossi.
Oh my God, Ellen.
There you go.
Ellen was there.
She was a judge.
She was a
remember?
judge?
Yeah, for one season.
One season. She didn't do well at it, and because she wasn't,
she's not musically trained, right?
But she was the only reason she loved Idol. I got to play on the Ellen DeGeneres show about 80 times because she had every one of those kids when they got voted off on the show. She was obsessed with Idol. But she just wasn't able to be critical enough.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny that you said famous talk show host? And I was thinking J HUD. I was thinking like current. I just am here thinking now.
We know Kelly Clarkson was the first winner.
Right.
And first female.
Ruben Studdard.
Who was the first male winner?
Ruben
Studdard. Nicely done, Sue.
The Velvet Teddy Bear.
Which American Idol contestant went on to win an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress?
J HUD.
What do all American Idol hopefuls wish to receive after their first audition?
Going to Disney World.
That's the Super Bowl. Sue.
Oh, I don't know.
Going to Disney World.
I don't know.
What do they get if they?
Oh, they get their own song.
No. What do they get from the judges if they go?
Oh, they get a contract.
What do they get on the first shot? First audition,
golden
ticket.
Oh, the golden ticket. I thought you. I was
after
thinking
their first audition. He said,
first. See,
going to Disney World.
Okay, I don't know.
All right, here we
I
go.
think
Last
they do now
question.
because it's on ABC.
I was going to say.
Which of the following women was not a judge on American Idol? Jennifer Lopez, Paula Abdul, Ellen DeGeneres, Beyonce Knowles.
Beyonce Knowles.
Nicely done.
But Beyonce was
on the
a
show.
mentor.
Was she?
And that was another one that I was like, what the hell is happening
What
here?
a talent, right?
Ladies
What
and gentlemen,
a talent.
Michael Orland.
And
He
Lady
is
Gaga.
the man. Lady Gaga was there.
She was on there.
What do you think about her sheer talent?
I'm blown away by her, and I've always been a huge fan, always. And she was an amazing mentor on American Idol. There were a lot of underage children the year she came. She was there with Scotty McCreery, and she was maybe not as perfect as she could be for underage children. But God, I love her.
Do you know who my favorite singer is right now? Besides everybody that you mentioned, I am really into Bruno Mars.
Oh my God, he's.
I mean, can he sing the paper bag?
Punk, don't give it to him.
No, he's got this song by
he's with Lady Gaga,
and he does Lady Gaga, and then he does the the new song, right?
That's singing again.
She sang more on this show.
I mean, like,
Michael, next time you come in, you gotta come. We need a piano.
I want more of him.
He is perfect.
You want Bruno Mars?
No, I just think he's got this voice, and he's got that 70s style that you're just like.
Yeah, well, he reminds me of, he could be, what's his name's son from, from Chips. What was the guy's?
Chips. Estrada.
Eric, he always reminds me of Eric Estrada. Yeah. That's who he reminds me of. Michael, listen,
Michael, can we talk to you forever?
Amazing.
I could talk to you forever.
If he had a piano, we would
from
be
Worcester,
singing.
Mass. I thought he was from Brooklyn, New York.
I feel like
originally from my mother.
I feel like next time he's in town, we got to sing it in an open mic.
You know what? We're gonna go to his dress rehearsal. We're gonna take this there, and we're just gonna figure it out.
That's what we should have
done. That would have been amazing. We should have gone in 54 below. Next time. You come to New York
often,
go to
54 above.
But you know what? Maybe you should bring your best friend from Nyack and then in front of a piano. Celeste, and do something.
But what about I am going to come back in April to come see my friend David Foster's new musical, Betty Boop.
I would love to have David Foster on this show.
Well, I don't know. I'm not his agent, but I'll beg.
But can we get you back on?
Anytime. You guys are the best.
We love you.
At the best.
Did you have fun on the show?
I always have fun. It's even more fun in person than it is on Zoom.
100%. And you know what? We didn't want any audience in here today.
Nobody.
No, I didn't want any.
I didn't want anybody, all getting autographs and pictures.
No, I don't have time. I got to run.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Orland, the #1 pianist
in the world.
According at the end of that.
According to me. That's it. Suki and I love this guy. #1. We're going to be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Michael Orland, ladies and gentlemen, #1.
It's the Suki and Scott Show. 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 The Suki and Scott Show.
If he brings you happiness, then I wish you all the best. It's your happiness that matters most of all. But if he ever breaks your heart, if the teardrops ever start, I'll be there before the next teardrop falls. Si te quiere de verdad y te da felicidad, te deseo lo más bueno para los dos. Pero si te hace llorar, a mí me puedes hablar y estaré contigo cuando triste estás. I'll be there anytime that you need me by your side to drive away every teardrop, oh baby, that you cry. And if he ever leaves you blue, just remember I love you, and I'll be there before the next teardrop falls. Y estaré contigo cuando triste estás.
Oh, pretty baby. The Suki and Scott Show.
I mean, the name Suki and Scott, if it was Suki and Ed, it would suck.
Honey buns?
Honey buns is the number one answer, Suki. 32 people. I'm not scared of you at all. I'm supposed to be scared of you.
Dementia runs in my family, so I don't know how much time I got left. But
I said, I've got my mind made up.
You guys are always wonderful. You have great energy.
producer.
6 in the morning.
Nice!
Just like a pet, I wanna take you there.
Upset Spike.
Oh,
there you go.
We all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen. Your intro's fantastic.
And cut. And scene. And scene.
Ah, pretty baby.
You're really singing that. Yeah, the Jersey Boys, huh?
You know, when Michael Orland was on, you sang a lot of songs.
I did.
He was very impressed by you. You normally don't sing until
My
I
modern
egg
day,
you
when
on.
I was singing Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, what was that song again?
Put you back together, and if it's true, you just have to taste me when he's kissing you.
Oh, I love it. Suk, listen.
It's kind of like one of those songs, like you're dating the guy that I like, but guess what? I was there before you. Just so you know.
She's like,
so you know,
sloppy seconds.
Exactly, kind of. That's what she's saying.
Suk, Barry Manilow is going to be in New York City.
I think we should
Radio
go.
City.
The last time he was in Radio City, I went front row seats. Valentine's Day.
Really?
I was pregnant with my daughter. It was 2012.
2012. He was 15 years younger at that time.
Exactly. I was pregnant. Valentine's Day. I remember it.
I reached out to the guy at Radio City
to get some
seats. Do it. He wants like $350 a pop.
Let's do it.
For Manilow?
Yeah.
Like we can always what is it?
Looks like we made it.
We can always StubHub.
You think so?
Yeah.
If it's cheaper.
We're going hopping. We're going hopping today where things are popping.
Pop.
The Philadelphia way. We're going to drop in.
Drop.
With all the music they play.
On the bandstand. Come on, it's a good time.
We're going to pop.
Anyway.
Suki, listen, normally on this program, my friends, you know, we've done 10,000 of these shows. We usually have celebrities, performers, comedians, magicians.
And we talk about their stories, their backstories, how they
stories.
started, what their passions were, and we hope to inspire you.
Today we're going in a little different direction because it's a little more serious today.
Yeah, I like serious.
I think Richard Tate.
I like serious.
I think he likes to goof around a little bit
too.
So,
I like serious though, and I like introspection.
Richard Tate joining us in just a few minutes. The world-renowned addiction expert. He's got an amazing treatment spa and wellness center in California. We're going to talk about it. They've treated many celebrities out there in Hollywood. He's got a podcast. He gives people tips.
The podcast is just incredible.
Yeah, I was watching the podcast a little bit, and he looks at life from such a different perspective
that we all can learn from.
Yes, and it's basically he knows the right way to speak to people to help them break addictions. And he's the fentanyl epidemic, which is crazy, and drug addiction, cocaine, the whole deal.
Addiction in general.
I recently saw him on Bill Maher is one of my favorites.
I know he is.
I saw him on Bill Maher. So Richard is he's got an amazing career. Very, very smart.
So he's going to be dropping some incredible gems for our viewers to listen to.
You might have to do most of the talk.
No, why? Because is that too deep for you?
He might be a little.
He might have to talk to you.
Might be a little bit too.
It might be okay to go there.
I don't like when
I know it's okay. You can get in touch with us.
So I sing songs.
Get
I talk about Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch. I'm a pop culture guy.
You're a simple man, or so you think.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at Richard Tate. A little bit of his podcast. And then we bring him in on the other side. Watch this.
Here, you want to know how you can make it a reality? For sure. thank God in advance. Close your eyes. I want you to visualize this. We're going to go through a visualization. Okay? You're there on stage. You walk in and there's 50,000 people. You're in Dodger Stadium and it's packed to the gills. The last person that played there was Lady Gaga, and you're following her. And you come out and all this smoke comes out, and you walk through the smoke and you just do it, and everybody loses their mind.
It's amazing.
Ah, yes, indeed. Everybody
the
losing their
podcast.
mind. Yeah. Richard Tate. Richard, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thanks for having me. You guys are a good time.
Thank you. I like the name of the podcast. We're out of time. It's very apropos because it kind of feels like we are in many ways, you know, and it's time to get to business and teach the next generation how time is of the essence.
Well, what's going on? The reason I call it We're Out of Time is because we are. So let me give you an example. So one of the things that has killed more people than anything is somebody saying, well, they've got to get sober for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's not true, because 50% of the people that come into treatment come in to get the heat off. No, the other 50% come in to, get well. Right. So, there's that. The people who come in to get the heat off get well. And now that you have 70% of all pills and powders that you buy on the street with fentanyl in it, okay, we're out of time. This isn't something you grow out of. This isn't something that, you don't get treatment for immediately, because there's nothing more unnatural than burying your child. How's that for putting a wet blanket on your program?
No, it's okay. No, but it's a reality check that that most parents live with. Children, obviously, through their naivete, they don't really understand what's going on because they're young. Right. But like we know, just because the business that we're in, it being in the news, we get sick and tired of kind of saying look at all these great people that have thrown their livelihood and their lives away. And it's heartbreaking. I mean, the recent one was the One Direction singer, Liam Payne. It was senseless. It was like almost another reality check, like you said, that we're running out of time, that we need to get this in control.
Yeah, you don't need to be addicted to drugs and alcohol in 2025. That's ridiculous. If you don't, the treatment is gotten so much better. If you're addicted to drugs in 2025, you just don't know better.
Yeah, Richard, just sticking on the Liam Payne topic, because we do the news here in New York, so we get all the good stories. Was that the one where pink cocaine was involved?
Yeah, but
what is that?
Okay, well, let's just say that cocaine has probably never seen pink cocaine. Pink cocaine is the greatest marketing in the world. Doesn't it sound fun?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's hell. And you never have the same ingredients in it, right? So sometimes it'll have ketamine and MDMA and meth. Next time it'll have another 2 out of the 3, and you'll throw in another ingredient. It reminds me of the farm parties, PHARM, that these kids used to do 7, 8, 10 years ago, right? And they would go into their parents' and grandparents' medicine cabinets.
Oh, get all the pills?
Yeah, but then they'd go to a party, right? And those bowls that you put Halloween candy in? He's sitting right there, and all the kids walk into the party and they throw the pills in the bowl. Then everybody gets there, they take a handful of pills, they take them and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. When we were kids, this wasn't going on.
No.
This is insane.
Yeah. It feels like we've reached the point of a little bit of no return in terms of just how bad the situation is. Let's start with just your advice for parents. Let's just start with the basic, advice that you would say? Because, you run this incredible treatment center, and a lot of Hollywood celebrities go to it. You've got this podcast that's kind of getting the word out for the rest of us. But in all of these years of doing this, where is the starting point? Where is it?
Look, if you don't do the work with your children from the gate, you're not going to have the relationship with them that you need. Well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What that means is when your kids are little, right? Stay off your phone.
Be present.
That's right. Okay. Get down on their level. When a kid goes, he knows what he's saying, right? But he just can't get it out. So what do you do with that?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Right?
Just be their biggest, yeah.
Then they go and they do their play, right? And they're in it. But then they get scared. So they'll turn around just to see if you're there. And every time you're not there, okay, it's like a micro abandonment for a child.
Mm.
Right? But if you're there, okay, and he turns around and he sees you looking at him, then he'll smile, feel secure, turn around and start playing again independently. Now, that's just an example, but it goes throughout life. My son asked me if I would take him to his friend's house the other day. It's an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back in traffic. And you know what I told him?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got my kid who's going to be a hostage in a car for 90 minutes and you're going to take advantage of that?
Yeah, it's true.
It's the same thing. I'm the same way.
You got it. And then, so what happens is over time, you become really close with them and you have to have the conversation with them early and often. And I'll tell you this, I had a conversation with my son the other day. I dropped him off at school and I'm emotional. And I say to him, I said, hey, I want to talk to you about the fentanyl thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, Daddy, I'll never do it. We've talked about it all the time. I said, baby, we're going to talk about it all the time. I'm never going to not bring it up because you're everything to me. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you how it's going to happen. Someone's going to come up to you and offer you a pill or some powder or something to smoke or whatever. I said, they're doing that because what they know that what they're doing is wrong. And if they can get you to co-sign their bad behavior, they're a little less wrong. Do not co-sign their bad behavior, buddy. You got it?
Well, that's powerful.
I love you, Daddy. I never will.
That is powerful because you're right. Kids need somebody to validate it and to do it with and say, and make them feel a little less awful because they know it's wrong. Inherently, they know what they're doing is wrong.
That's right.
Like, and it's anything that they're doing, right? Kids, like, if you want to cut out of school, hey, come cut out of school with me. Come on, let's skip a class and hang out. Yeah, let's go outside and smoke in the back, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Richard, were you, how did you become
an addiction specialist?
An expert on this subject? Did you go through something personally or did you know somebody personally that went through it? How'd you get so involved with this?
Well, I lost a quarter of a decade. I lost 25 years, a quarter of a century. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I've been in recovery for 21 years.
Wow.
You have?
Oh, yeah. So I don't think I know. I mean, we've treated and given back 10,000 people to their families and loved ones. So that's not nothing. And really what I'm really angling to do now, because Carrera is one of one. There is no competition for Carrera.
Yeah. Tell us about Carrera when you get a chance, the Institute.
Well, I will in a second, because this is my real passion. What I really want to do is I want to pull people right off the street and put them in treatment because I can't take the encampments anymore. It's driving me insane.
Mm.
We're the richest country in the world. If California were a country, it'd be the fifth richest country in the world. And we're only as strong as our weakest link. And this is ridiculous. It's like a third world nation. I can't live like this. Mm-hmm. And when I see a child, my throat starts to close. I can't even breathe. So, but Carrera is what I know. Like, I don't need any help with the finest of something in the world and giving people the best experience they can humanly possibly have under difficult circumstances. But I'm advertising to 100, maybe 200,000 people that can afford it in the country. It's $165,000 a month.
Wow.
But we have these affordable centers where you can get in typically on an in-network contract, and for $250, $500, you get 30 days of free treatment.
Wow.
Right? So, you know, we and when we pull people off the street, it's not going to cost them anything. So, you know, you kind of have Carrera here that everybody wants to go to, and then you funnel everybody down. And then I've got a company called One Call Placement, where if they call us, we make certain they get somewhere. So nobody ever feels like they're unimportant and they don't matter. So
how has fentanyl changed the game? Because it feels like it's changed the game in so many respects.
It's why we had a story last week. There was a guy caught on Long Island with, you know, maybe like a Ziploc bag, had enough fentanyl to kill everybody on Long Island.
That's
with
right.
just in that Ziploc bag. And
That's
I mean, that drug is insane what that can do.
Yeah. The fentanyl issue is so bad because 70% of all pills and powders, right, like I've talked about, is laced with fentanyl. And what's worse than that is when we were kids, we could experiment with drugs and alcohol. It was like a rite of passage, but you can't do it anymore today.
No.
And these kids don't know better, right? They haven't gotten the memo, right? And what happens is your frontal cortex isn't fully developed until you're like 23, 25. So these kids are walking around feeling indestructible, right? And, you know, with brain damage, essentially. And that's a bad combination, right? And another thing that's really horrible about this is when we bought cocaine or we bought a pill or whatever it was, that's what we were getting. These kids are buying things that they're not bargaining for. I have a kid who I treated. He had 7 years sober, and I loved this kid. He got into a car accident. The doctor puts him on opioids for 2 months because he's a moron. Okay. The kid goes doctor shopping, but you know, now all the systems talk to each other. So it's not like you can keep that going for years. They cut you off immediately. And now he's sick. He's sick. He's detoxing. He doesn't have a choice. And then he goes to buy a pill one time, slumped over the wheel of his car on the side of the road, dead. 26 years old, about to be an MBA, engaged to the most beautiful, kind woman in the world with the best family you've ever met. And that's why I came back, because I went insane. Fentanyl was not a thing. It wasn't when I sold Cliffside in 2018, right? And I come back to this. So if you can help people and give them back their loved ones and you don't, you're a jerk.
And we're talking about Cliffside in Malibu, like
treatment center. Right?
center.
That was my old place. It's not really the same place because when I left, when I came back after my 5-year non-compete, I called 31 people from there and I told them it was time to come home, and they all gave their notice in an hour. All of them.
Wow.
So we've got the best clinical team in the world, and obviously it's where all the celebrities go for treatment. But here's the good news.
Right.
The good news is I don't believe in two separate classes. So I have all of our practitioners work at both centers. So the people who are paying $250 or $500 a month are getting the same treatment that they get at Carrera. They're not getting they're not getting Stevie Wonder's Chef. I mean, by the way, how good is that? Chef. I mean, who's got better taste buds than Stevie Wonder?
Right, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, I got beaten up so bad for that. You don't hire somebody without tasting the food. Then I got nervous, so I called her over.
Can I ask you a question? What is it about Hollywood? Because it's almost like it's in the water, right? Like you almost feel like if you become a celebrity, there's always a crisis around the corner. It almost feels like that. Like
it seems like you're living the dream,
but it's not a dream. It's a goddamn nightmare.
How can you let drugs or alcohol take you down like that when you've got the world by the you know what? And you're living, you're living the dream that everybody wants.
Yeah, the grass is always greener, though. You know what I mean? Everybody, I live in LA, and everybody's a celebrity here. Everybody's somebody, right? So the problem with celebrity is they've got such big lives, and that's what career is built for, right? It's built for the people with big lives, and then we do workarounds so that they can thrive and live their best lives. But the problem with celebrity really is the agents, because they get paid based on the work, right? So they want to get these guys back working, and agents have no soul. They just don't. Now the lawyers that work for them, I lean right into, and they get it. Okay. But the agents, they keep these guys sick.
Wow. Richard, when you were going through your addiction, what was it? Was it drugs? Was it alcohol? What got you back in the day?
I was a specialist, really. I loved cocaine. Okay. I didn't like anything else. I did sometimes opioids or pills, or heroin or whatever. Okay. Just to keep my heart in my chest, right? Because when you're doing cocaine, you're like this. So I did a lot of cocaine. I was doing an ounce of cocaine every single day.
Oh, wow.
And people don't understand that. They're like, that's not true. But I was up about 6 to 8 days at a time.
Oof.
And I'd eat a Big Mac once a week to keep myself alive. So when I got sober, okay, I knew the way I got sober, I knew for a fact that this thing worked because I was hopeless.
And how low did you go? What happened to you? Who spoke to you that turned you around to say, you know what, I gotta do this?
Yeah, nobody spoke to me. I didn't have an ear for it. I'm sorry, I just spaced. I'm so glad we're not live. What was the question?
Who was the person that helped you?
Or how low did you have to go to, what clicked in where you finally turned around and said, I got to change my life?
Right. Well, I was homeless. I ran out of money. When I did my amends and I tried to pay everybody back for, the harm that I caused, the way I did it was I pulled my TRW, my credit report. And through looking at that, I realized that I had lived in 25 places. Think about that. 25 different apartments in a 5-year period.
Wow. And that was all on your credit report.
Right. So I'd pay these people back because I never paid them the rent, and then I'd pay the extra, whatever. But, it was a hard life. I mean, it was a really hard life. There's nothing, it's small. So there's nothing there. And you just get sicker and sicker and sicker. I mean, I was 148 pounds, 147 pounds, dripping wet. And my teeth were all broken because you had that cocaine clamp down.
Yeah.
Right? And it was it's a hard life to live. And, I always tell people this, my life is really good today. I've got children that I love. I co-parent with a great woman. I work with all my friends. I help people for a living. And I've never worked a day in my life. Okay. If it was a better deal to go back there, I'd do it, because every drug addict's dream is to die loaded, to never have to get sober again. And I have enough money to die loaded 100 times over. Okay. And it's a better deal now. You get this euphoria from the drugs, and you're never going to get that again, but you replace it with something of equal or more value. And in my case, infinitely more valuable, which is the connection you have with your children. You don't know what love is until you had a child. People that don't have children don't get that. But is it true?
It's true.
Okay. I mean, truer words were never spoken. I was talking to a kid on a podcast, some underground rapper who I just absolutely love, and we haven't aired it yet. But, you know, I was telling him that, and he goes, I've got a cat. And I'm like, dude, don't tell anybody that. Just leave that here. And he's like, no, I do. And I looked at Dylan and I go, hey, cut this out. Okay. I don't want to mess him up. This is right. I've got a cat.
But now, you know, can I tell you nowadays that there's like so many things with the smartphone and everything like that. You know, you were talking about the frontal cortex. It feels like everything is being rewired, you know, impulsivity, immediacy, immediate satisfaction, the me mentality. It feels, you know, like we grew up in time at a time of community. Things were a little slower paced. You know, we learned things. We learned emotionally sometimes, you know, through experiences. You know, now we've got, you know, I know a lot of people who protect their kids at all costs. You know, don't want them to deal with anything. You know, lawnmower parents, helicopter parents, whatever it's called, right? But you know, I just think like addiction to substances is one thing, but I think we're also on the precipice of something else that's bigger that we don't necessarily understand as well. Mm-hmm. And I really do feel like, you know, cell phones, online gambling, online porn addiction for young men and women. I mean, this is all very real. This is, you know, it's just the beginning of something else.
Yeah.
And addiction, I think, is much broader than we ever imagined it to be.
Right. Well, you know, the algorithms in social media are meant to keep you on their platform, right? And salacious things and conspiracy theories keep you online and activate you for longer than something like this, right? But you know what came up for me?
What?
The swiping, like the Hinge and the Raya and all that. Like one of these companies called me to do this, right? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I don't get it. Like you're going to sit there and swipe all the time and you're going to call these. First of all, I'm 58 years old. Who's going to stop on me? Right? I just looked in the mirror and I saw my grandfather. I'm not interested.
It happens.
So, but, you know, think about that for a second. If you're not in the market meeting somebody and it's awkward a little bit and, you know, your heart's doing this and, you know, right? I mean, that's the way we used to do it.
Right.
Right. Now you're swiping, you go on this date, the guy's got a hangnail. You're like, next.
Meanwhile, you know what it's like to be married to somebody. I mean, it's the good, the bad, the ugly, the dirty. I mean, it's all of it. And it's unpacking all of it and have the emotional, you know, kind of the emotional regulation, not only for yourself, but, you know, the forgiveness for a partner to be able to say, you know what, I love you regardless of everything else, you know?
Yeah, this is, I don't want to meet anybody new. I'm 58 years old. I don't want to meet anybody new. It's
same
like
age. Richard and I are the same age.
You and Richard are the same age?
Certainly, 100%.
I mean, do you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta go through the whole beginning, and then you gotta make the small talk. It's like, dude, we're 58 years old. Do you want to make small talk anymore? Is that what you want to do?
Richard, the only thing that would work for me is that, you know, whoever I was seeing,
Cheryl Teagues.
Any new woman I was seeing other than my wife would laugh at my jokes.
Right.
My wife's, I could go back to all the old jokes and bring them out.
And she's still laughing.
Right, and she'll laugh.
Because it feels good. Because it feels good to be gotten, doesn't it?
Yeah. I just want you to tell us so we could show people, you know, you mentioned 165,000 a month at Carrera.
Right.
And again, you said when you're literally advertising to only the 200,000 people who have that kind of cachet to spend the month there. What does, other than the treatment, obviously you have the counselors, the folks to talk to, what do they get during that month? Like what happens in a month at Carrera?
It's a deep dive, I'm sure.
Yeah. So my hook is, and it's always been, and it's one of the interventions that I brought to the space is love's everything. Love's the foundation for everything, right? So people come into treatment, they don't come in on a winning streak. They come in shame-based,
right,
depressed, and my life, this is what my life came to, and all this, right? So to give them tough love or be harsh is the antithesis to what people need. They need to be loved up and cared for, right? And so, forget the food. It's like, but it's intentional, right? It's made with love. It's organic, mostly when it's available. Anybody can get whatever they want. So everybody has different dietary requirements. That's whatever. But this is the first treatment center in the world with an actual world-class spa in the center. Got 3 pools, 2 jacuzzis, 2 saunas, a eucalyptus steam room, gym, theater, views of the city, Century City, and the ocean. I mean, every room is a private room with an in-suite bathroom and its own temperature controls. So, nobody's uncomfortable, right? Remember, these people have big lives. They have the finest of everything. So my goal was to put them in a boutique hotel, 5-star hotel setting, right? Where they roll out of the rack, they go to the juice bar, they get their wheatgrass or their wellness shots or their green drink or their protein shake, and then they move their body. They do anything they want, anything, okay? And like I had a 78-year-old guy there just recently, and he didn't move his body too well. Well, you guys know when you get older, you start getting colder. I don't know why that is. I'll ask my AI when we get off. But, so I heated the pool downstairs in the spa to 90 degrees. So when he got in, it wasn't cold, and he could move his body with the underwater weights. Right? Now, that's a detail. That's the level of attunement that we have at this place, right? And you can bring your dog. You can, if it's a good dog, not if it barks and not if it bites. But, we do this, right? You can't bring cats. I had royalty in Saudi Arabia that wanted to come and bring their cat, and I said no.
So I would have said no also.
Do you know the first thing I would ever ask a girl when I was young?
Do you have cats?
That's the first thing.
That's the first question I ask.
Yeah. I'm allergic.
I'm allergic.
I
We're
hate
all
cats.
allergic.
Yeah. Horrible.
I could actually feel it. Like I walk into a room, or if I, when you kiss somebody and they have the dander on their face, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm itchy. Like, why am I itchy?
I'm itching now.
She's talking about it.
But can I ask you a question with where is the beginning if you have somebody that needs help? Where do you start?
Well, if you notice that your child is acting differently, right? He's got to be drug tested. I mean, I get that parents say, well, I don't want to go ahead and do that. That's like untrusting. That feels, no way, man.
Gotta do it.
I'm 15 years into my daughter and 11 years into my son, right? I'm having the conversation all the time.
I do that. We have the same kids, the same age.
We do?
Yeah, 15 and 11.
So we're the same age, and you and I have the kids the same age. Look at us.
Yeah. No, and he has a daughter that's just 14 years old.
Yeah, 15 and 23.
Yeah.
Talking to you?
What's that?
She talking to you?
Always.
She talks more to my wife, but she tells us everything pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
But you notice at 14, they kind of pull away.
That's my son. My son is like that, just, much more private, much more like, wanting his independence, trying to assert his independence. But, it's an interesting time, right? You want to give them their independence. But let me tell you something. The two of us, we're like the first person. We've got the phone. We don't go to sleep. We're like, we just sit in a cocoon waiting for them and then tracking.
Well, not me. So
That's your wife. That's your wife. Your wife and I.
I put a chip in my kids.
Like the dogs. But Richard, you know what we've done? I mean, my wife and I, we're always we're close to our daughters. And, you know, my older daughter is 23 and we know, you know, the sex
boyfriend
is coming. The drinking is coming. You can't stop it. You're not going to stop it, but you can make sure that they're doing it safely and the right way. So we've always been of that ilk where it's, we're not going to try to stop it. We're going to make sure you're doing it and you're doing it correctly, where you're not going to get in trouble. And God bless our girls. They're skating through nicely without the drugs and the alcohol, once a little bit here and there, but
sure.
Thank God, we've gotten lucky. We've gotten lucky with that.
I was smothered with love by my grandparents and it didn't bother me. Right. So I loved it. And so I smother my kids with love and, depending on the mood, it either lands right or it doesn't land right. But, my daughter's 15 and she's beautiful and probably the funniest person I've ever met and the kindest soul I've ever met. And a buddy of mine asked me the other day about, well, she's, guys are going to be hitting on her now and, the sex is coming and whatever, and you're going to be really uncomfortable. And I said to him, and I never knew that this would come out of my mouth. I said, man, if my daughter wants to be with somebody, then she can be. But if she ever feels like she has to be,
right,
and she does it, I'm going to lose it. Okay. Her and I are going to have a conversation because but I don't think that's going to happen. And I'll tell you why. My daughter knows what love feels like, right? So her mother and I have always loved her. And we've done things that show her what love feels like. And we were a model for what love looks like. So I think that when somebody treats her badly, she's going to say to herself, this doesn't feel right.
Yep.
I know what love feels like, and this ain't it, and move along.
Yeah, she'll be able to regulate that. Yeah.
That is the girl that I'm raising.
Yeah.
Love it.
I hope to be raising the boy that can respect all of that, because I have like very frank conversations with my 15-year-old son that, because I think that so much, as a woman myself, so much is put on a female child, a girl. I think a lot of it has to happen for a boy as well. And being a boy parent, you have just the same obligation, because that is as equally as important to have that conversation with your son as much as it is your daughter.
Absolutely. And that goes without saying. And you are 1,000% right. But the girls have it harder.
Oh, hell, 100%.
The girls are getting bullied. I've never seen anything like, and I'm keeping a list, man.
We talk about
we're going through it too, Richard. I'm right there with you.
And the nicer,
we're keeping a list of the parents. Trust me.
I am too.
We're like, you're dead to us. You're
dead to me. But the nicer you are, the kinder you are, the more you get it. And I just explained to my kid over and over again, because I don't do the mean girl thing and I don't want that. And so I told her, I said, babe, what's cool changes, and being kind never goes out of style.
True.
Right.
Kindness is something that we all can use.
Gonna leave it right there.
Yeah.
Richard,
thank you.
Richard, thank you so much. Carrera. Give me the full name, Richard.
It's Carrera, Carrara, all A's, after the town in Florence, Italy. Carrera Treatment, Wellness, and Spa.
Carrera Treatment, Wellness, and Spa.
And there's lots of resources on your website as well, like for people to just kind of go to just also your podcast for people who want to listen as well.
Yeah, we're out of time with Richard Tate.
Yeah,
but we're out of time as well.
Yes. Hey, how many, you guys were having such a good time before I got on here. I don't know how many listeners or viewers you've lost, but I apologize.
Well, listen, Richard, our shows run on USA Today streaming. which we do about 50 million viewers a month. So they'll be there. They'll be there to see it.
They'll listen. They'll listen. They're great. They've been with us since the very beginning, and we've been able to grow this. And so we've built a community who really wants to have knowledge about everything, not just entertainment.
Yeah, they can't watch me sing all the time. You know what I mean?
You guys, I got to tell you something. I'm on all these things all the time. Okay. You guys are a great time. You've got a great show. You've got a great energy. I mean, you guys are fantastic. And I've already been on, so I don't need to do that.
I think you just made the opening to the show, Richard. You just made it real.
Do it.
Richard,
thank you
buddy.
so much. Have a great day.
Absolute
I miss
pleasure.
you already.
Keep doing your thing, buddy. We love it.
Wow, that was a very deep conversation.
Yeah, great guy. By the way, so did you see what great shape Richard Tate is in for 58 years old?
Like,
Listen,
I always tell you how handsome you are.
Did you see his arms in
You're
those
always
shots?
at the gym. Every time I call him, he's like, I'm at the gym. I'll call you, Suki.
Because we only speak one day a week, and that's
I'll
the day
call
I'm
you
at
back.
the
I'll
gym.
call you back. I'm at the gym. I'm at the gym.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was, listen, we didn't have to sit here and laugh the whole time. That was very enlightening, by the way.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, like, here's the bottom line. I mean, the last line was all about kindness, right? Be kind to your kids, be kind to yourself.
Yep.
And I think we
Smother
all
them
can
with
use
love.
that. Smother them with love. And listen, and he says that you can't get anybody sober unless they want to get sober.
Yeah.
You can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves.
Yeah, and you know what it I think it's Jelly Roll has a song, because Jelly Roll spent a lot of time in prison.
Did he? Okay.
And in his song, he says, everybody comes in on a losing streak. And that's what he said.
Talking about,
he said the same thing.
You got to
coming into
love
their
them up.
Right? Nobody comes into prison or a rehab center. Nobody's coming in on a winning streak.
No.
They're all coming in on a losing streak. But luckily, we have been on a big winning streak right here at the Suki and Scott Show. And we have so many more shows, Suki, and so many more great guests. We love you guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks as always for supporting us.
And listen, stick around because we always have some fun stuff coming up after we're finished. But we will see you next time. We love you.
From the Odyssey Studios in
Bye-bye.
Midtown Manhattan.
Bye-bye now.
It's actually from Lower Manhattan.
Lower Manhattan? Where are we, Suki? I don't even know.
Bye.
Bye.
It's the Suki and Scott Show. 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 The Suki and Scott Show.
Heartache number one was when you left me. I never knew that I could hurt this way. And heartache number two was when you came back again. You came back and never meant to stay. Now I've got heartaches by the numbers, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the numbers, a love that I can't win. But the day that I'll stop counting, that's the day my world would end. Heartache number three was when you called me and said that you were coming back to stay. With hopeful heart I waited for your knock on the door. I waited, but you must have lost your way. Now I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the numbers, a love that I can't win. But the day that I'll stop counting, that's the day my world would end.